Hey, it's Chris with LG Squared at the Contemporary High Performance Home in Marietta, Georgia. And this video is about these steel canopies we've got here. We got two of them here, and we got one other one around the corner, and we've also got one here over the garage. And these are 3/8 inch steel custom designed and made canopies, and they are providing sunshade, and they're also providing other weather protection, mostly from rain. And we want to show how we put these together, how they're made, and why we've done it the way we've done it. First of all, this is the 3/8 inch thick plate steel here, and then we've got a little 3/8 inch angle at the back that's welded all the way across the back side of that flat plate. There's a screw every 6 inches that goes into blocking on the inside that we've got behind every one of these canopies. And this is done before the insulation is installed, and we have the whole thing is attached to the exterior of the structure. No part of this other than the bolts or the screws that go into that blocking are inside of the home, so none of the structure itself is penetrating the building enclosure. And we do that to minimize our penetrations, or large penetrations that we would have to address with air sealing. We also do that to minimize our thermal bridging. Because it is in contact with the shell of the structure, the wood behind the insulation, we have installed an EPDM gasket between this back steel angle and the plywood. It's not going to be the thermal break that's going to prevent any bridging here from this steel, but it does provide a little bit that we can, a little bit of separation between our water-resistant barrier, the polywall that we have on the wall, on the sheathing, and our steel. It stays to the exterior. And the way we can do that is we have these vertical pieces here. These are 2x2 tubes, 2-inch tubes, and they are welded to the top of the plate steel here. And then at the top, where you see the cable going into the top here, there is a bolt that goes back to more blocking. So we have 2 rows of blocking at the top of that pipe and at the bottom here where the plate attaches to the wall. This cable is primarily for foot traffic on top of these canopies. They have to support a 20 PSF load according to the code, because there will be foot traffic on these. So these cables are adding that extra support for that. If we didn't have to have the foot traffic, we wouldn't have to have any of that support, and this would just look like a floating piece of steel across the entire structure. But we have no problem with those that aircraft cable there. Pretty cool look. Being a contemporary home, this very clean canopy, clean lined canopy is what we were going for. This whole structure holds itself up. These canopies are 3 feet from the face of our siding, so they provide that much shading for our windows below. And we're getting into the summer now here. This is late May, and at high noon when the sun comes out, we've got full coverage on these windows. And in the winter, that shade line is up higher in the window, about midway, and that allows that sun to penetrate and give some radiant heat to the interior. Now, these windows are really good windows. They're high performance windows, and they have a very low solar heat gain coefficient and a very low U value. So they're not going to let a lot of radiant heat come through, but it will provide some for the occupant inside the window and onto the floor and into the space. So there's going to be some during the winter, and in the summer there's not going to be any sun coming through those windows. But it does give, being on the south side, we'll get the natural diffused light that comes through, bouncing off the soil here, or the ground here. This will all be This will all be will be grass out in here, and then there'll be a wood deck tile front stoop, and then we'll have some gravel pathways from the driveway. We've done this on one other project before, on our off-grid homestead up in North Carolina. It worked amazingly. They are very heavy, but they're also very, very durable. Our structural engineer is Brendan Crowley of Keystone Structural Engineering, and he's designed everything we've done over the past decade or so, and this one has proven to be quite the feat. We love it, and it works really well with, especially with contemporary design. That's it. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. I'm Chris with LG Squared. See you next time.